calculator. Let's say 56 times 2 is equals to 1 or 2. Let's say, let's backspace and then say plus, let's backspace again, plus 2 is equals to 58, which is correct. AC clears everything. Okay, so let's just try and validate this. Let's say plus but was pressed 2 times. It throws an exception. Let's say, okay, let's clear this. Okay, let's just clear this. Gonna say plus 66 was pressed. It throws an exception. Let's do multiple arithmetic at the same time. Let's say 4 plus 6 minus 3 is equals to 7. Yes, let's clear this. Yes, so basically that's the user's interface. Let's go to the code real quick. So here's what I did. I created two labels. So one UI label is for calculation input, and the second UI label is for output results. So I created a string which is the present calculation, which is displayed in calculator input. So it's like basically calculating what is going on as of right now. So basically, if view did load, then it's the AC function is called, which is this one, which basically returns the calculator back to 0 points. And that's so once the calculator loads, it's automatically at 0. So I created an IB action AC button, backspace button. So in the backspace button, if present calculation is empty, basically is not empty, basically we remove the last string that was imputed. So that is what the backspace button does. It removes the last that was imputed. And then I created this IP action for divide, multiply, add, and subtract. And then the equals button, basically this is where most of the calculation is done. Once the equals button is pressed, it validates if the input is valid. The validation is the function which is below to see, okay, it checks if the valid is if the input is valid, sorry. And then if it's not valid, it says it throws an exception saying invalid input. The message is please enter a valid input, and then the back button can be pressed to go back. And then I also did the IB action dot button, which is this, and then the number button. So basically what I did in the number button is all my numbers, I added tag to each of them. So like once the 0 button is clicked, for example, the tag is called, like the tag is called 2 tag is called here, 5 tag is called. So instead of creating 10 buttons, I just use the tag to call each one of them. The AC basically returns everything else as 0, everything as empty, then 0 output as 0. So basically outworking, basically this just says, okay, if present calculation, it says, okay, present calculation is what the value you have, the area of value you have right now, plus the plus value. That is what actually comes back again as the present calculation. That is how the calculation works basically. And then this function says, okay, is the input value valid or not, and it is of type